Good morning. Welcome to Friendship Baptist Church. As you can tell, this is not our standard Sunday message. I am at my house in my John Deere hoodie and have been held up in this house since last Sunday. Had a week of ice and snow, frigid temperatures, and it's been a very interesting week, and I'd like to share a few moments of that with you, what God has taught me during this week. Last Sunday at church, if you heard the message, and if you didn't, I'd encourage you to go back and find it on Facebook or YouTube. It's about satisfaction and how we can't get satisfaction from anywhere except the Lord. And so I got to thinking about that this week. And I went to the book of James, the 4th chapter, 3rd verse. Here's what it said. It said, "You ask and you do not receive because you ask with wrong motives, so that you may spend what you request on your pleasures." When we first got the announcement that there was going to be snow and ice in Alabama, I got excited. I've said many times I would like to have some time off to read, study, not have the worries of the world. I've even gone so far as I'd like to live like Grizzly Adams sometimes. Well, God showed me that what I was wanting was what I needed, and it wasn't what I thought it would be. We actually had a busted pipe in the house, and I thought I had done everything I needed to do to make sure that didn't happen. Our houses are not designed in North Alabama for, 10 below wind chill and below zero temperatures. But I had the water dripping, had the water running, I had the outside faucets all covered and wrapped, and yet we still had an outside faucet that burst. And it burst in the wall. It was actually in the garage, and the water came into the house. So, tried to find the cutoff for the water. Could not find the cutoff. I thought I knew where it was, and I got out and I shoveled snow and I moved ice, and I couldn't find it. The whole time water is pouring in, and Sherry is out there with a squeegee and a broom, pushing the water out into the garage where it won't get into the house. And finally Florence comes, and they said they knew where the meter was, and they like to have never found the meter, but we finally found it. And so we had a night with no water. Luckily, I knew some people who would come and fix it, and they came, and they actually just cut the outside faucet off and capped it until we can get warmer, because I will not be washing my cars or watering my lawn in the next 30 days. So we turned the water back on, and we shook hands, and they left, and we go back in the house, and then we find another pipe that is busted on the other end of the house. This one was also outside, but it was on the inside wall, so we had to call them. They came back. Luckily, they hadn't gone that far, and we cut a hole in the wall and capped that one as well. So what I'm going to say is sometimes what we think we need and sometimes what we think we want is not what we need, and it's not really what we want. I know a lot of people like the thought of owning a dog or a cat or an animal, but they don't like the actual process of owning a dog or a cat or an animal. So I want us to think, as we hopefully now are thawing out. Sunday morning, is going to be super cold, 10 degrees. Sunday's going to be cold, but Monday, hopefully, we're going to start thawing out and get up in the 40s, and then by Thursday up in the 60s, and then I think 4 inches of rain. However, what God has taught me through all this is that He is trustworthy, and that I need to lean on Him and let Him tell me what I need and what I want. Let His desires be my desires. And I have learned so much about being cooped up somewhere for a week. I would not do good in jail. I can tell you that right now. I would not do good where I can't get out and I can't go. So God has taught me that maybe I need to lean on Him more. That maybe my patience is not enough. That maybe I need to relax more. I'm certainly excited about what God is teaching me, but however, I'm going to be honest. It was not fun. It was not fun at all. It was it was strictly a learning proposition, and God had to teach me. So it could be that he's teaching me patience. Also, when we pray, we need to ask God what to pray for. God, what do I really need to pray for? Do I need to pray for this or that or the other? You know, it's like when my mother was sick years ago, and I wanted to pray for her healing, and I did many times, but finally God told me, you know, that the healing I'm praying for is not the healing that he's going to do. He healed her permanently. And so God is saying, look, trust me when you pray. Trust me when you pray, and then trust me to answer your prayer at the right time and the right place. You know, sometimes God says no to our prayers. Sometimes God says wait to our prayers. Sometimes God answers our prayers. And sometimes we find out, like I did this past week, even though I didn't pray for snow and ice, that he gave me what I wanted and it wasn't what I thought it would be. And there used to be a song out years ago called Thank God for Unanswered Prayers. So we need to realize that sometimes the blessings of God are the things we don't see. Yes, God didn't answer my prayer, but he answered it a lot better. And we need to remember that. So here we are in January. January, you know, we're getting so close to the end of January now. We're actually closer to the end of January than we are the beginning. So 24 has kicked off. We've had an ice storm. We've had a snowstorm. We've had people without power. We've had people without water. We've had people that couldn't get out. And yet God is still on the throne. So he wants us to go to him for our satisfaction. He wants us to go to him to lead and guide us and direct us. He wants us to go to him to get our satisfaction and to get our desires met. And so if I've learned anything this week, I've learned it over and over again that God is faithful. He is trustworthy. He knows what he's doing. He's in control. And yes, we had 2 pipes busted. Yes, it was a intense day, let's put it that way. But however, it could have been a lot worse. We still have our home. We still have heat. We still have food. Now we do have water back on. So listen, always look for the good things that God is doing, not for the bad. Yes, we have snow. Yes, we have ice. Yes, we have zero weather. But God is still taking care of us. And he is showing us that not only can he take care of us in the summer, he can take care of us in the winter. So as you pray now, as you pray, and I'm hoping that you're praying, and I'm hoping that you're praying about the future, and that you're asking God to lead you and guide you and direct you. And I hear so many people complaining about the future. Listen, God is in control of the future. And he wants us to have hope for tomorrow. And that hope is not maybe things will be okay, but that everything will be okay. How do I know this? Because he's in control. 24 could be the year that he comes back. I don't know. But I do know this. I'm closer to the Lord now than I was this time in 23. So one day, sooner or later, we're going to stand before the Lord God Almighty. And do I want him to come back now? Yes, I do. But it's his job. It's his decision when and what time to come back. So I want to tell you that you can trust God for 24. Yes, January's been tough. But hey, February is coming. March is coming. And God is going to be the God in all the months that we have. So instead of saying, God, why did this happen? Ask God, God, what can you teach me through this? And that's the lesson that I've learned. And I want to thank you for listening. Yes, I look terrible, and I apologize for that. I also want to invite you to come see us at the little church by the road. I know you hear a lot of churches say that they're different. And when you get there, it's the same old thing. All they want is money. All they want is this, or this. All we want is for you to come visit with us and to get closer to God. We want to lift up the name of Christ to you. We don't need your money. We do need you to come see us, though, and bless us with your presence. Also, if we can help you in any way, all you have to do is reach out to us. You can reach us, P.O. Box 3, Killen, Alabama. You can certainly call the church phone number. You can call. My phone number is plastered all over the internet. You can contact us on Facebook. You can look up our deacons who are Ronnie Hanna, David Charles, Ricky Neese. You can contact many of our church members if there's anything we can do. But if you've been hurt in the church in the past, or maybe you just got tired of going, come try us one time. You will find that something is different here. And I'm going to tell you the difference. We lift up the name of Christ, and that's all we care about. We're not cared about how you dress. We're not cared about how you walk. We're not cared about how you talk. We don't care where you live, what kind of car you drive, how much money you have in the bank. We just like to get to know you and point you to Jesus Christ, because he is the one who has made all the difference in our lives. He has taken a little dead church by the road, and he has made it into a live church where the Spirit is so real. So you don't believe me? Just come one Sunday. Invest 2 hours. And I'm allowing time for you to get up, get dressed, get to church, and get back home in that 2 hours. We're not going to hold you all day. We're not going to beat you up. I will tell you this. So many people leave our church saying this: I feel better now than when I came. I was expecting to get beat down, but you encouraged us in the Lord. You encouraged us and told us things that we didn't know. So listen, come out and try Friendship Baptist Church, the little church by the road, Highway 72. Go through Killen, look for the log grocery store on your left. It's Cousins. And if you're going east out of Killen, the grocery store will be on your left. Right past the grocery store on the left is our church. Can't miss it. It's got a big flashing sign. Just come in, and I guarantee you this: you'll be welcomed with open arms, because that's the way Christ does us. Thank you for listening. Stay warm, and hopefully we'll see you soon. God bless you.